friends that had the halo. She was my roommate, actually, during the whole time. He left, like, one of her surgeries with, like, blood on him and, like saved my life. Like, the thing that had to save my life or I would have died was a tracheostomy, which is why I have a scar on my neck. This was all when I was 16 and I'm 22 now. The process started at 15. I kind of was in a coma. I don't think I woke up. I spent 30 days in ICU before it's like so hard to remember. I spent 30 days in the ICU before I was able to like start waking up and recovering. When I woke up, I was supposed to, after all that, I was supposed to wake up like straight and like better, like my halo was supposed to be taken out. Like, I didn't know that I was in ICU for 30 days. I didn't know that I died. Like, I didn't know any of that. I gotta pull it together. I just remember waking up and I had like wires and tubes like everywhere. I still had a halo in my freaking head, but this time it was connected to a brace with like bars holding it up and like a brace around like my whole upper body that I stayed in for months and that you could never take off, like not even to shower. Like, I went months and months and months without being able to shower. It was horrible. It was itchy. It's like having your entire body in a cast. And then I also, on top of that, I had a freaking tracheostomy in my neck, which was my biggest fear. Out of like a lot of the things that I've been through, which is seriously so much, like the tracheostomy is the worst. You can't go anywhere. You can't do anything. You can't even talk. Like, it hurts constantly. Like, can't even wear like half the stuff that you want to wear. It's just like, it's seriously like the worst. Then I had to be transferred to a hospital for people like in rehabilitation. It's called Rankin Jordan. I stayed there for months. Basically like a slug, like I was severely top heavy because I had like this huge brace and like halo. I had no friends. All my friends finished their surgeries and went home. Still in St. Louis. All I had was my mom. My mom, like, dropped her life to stay there with me the entire time. Like, sold her house and everything and saved my life. Time and time again, because she's the toughest, strongest advocate I ever know. To have to watch your kid go through all that. Dang. I can't stop crying. Eventually, after months of Rankin Jordan, aka hell, they retaught me how to walk and like eat. I had to relearn how to do everything at 16 years old because like I just had this life-changing surgery. Eventually I finally got my halo off in the brace after months. I got transported to U of M Ann Arbor, so finally back in Michigan, but still like 2 hours away from home. Didn't really see anyone there either. Like, I mean, I don't know. I wasn't expecting people at like 16 to come visit me all the way over there, but again, all I really had was my mom mostly. They have a very, very good tracheostomy team or pulmonary team, I think. Pulmonary? This is my stuffed monkey. Then I was able to go on like home health care, and eventually they started weaning me off the tracheostomy, which a tracheostomy is like a tube in your neck connected to a ventilator that breathes for you, basically. So like, you can't talk, you can't be left unsupervised, like it's like literally a collar with a tube down your trachea constantly. It's like horrible. And all of them leave nasty scars on the center of your neck that do not go away. Eventually, I was on home health care. They would put a cap on my trach, which is when you could talk by yourself. And you would do like 10 minutes without a vent one day, 20 the next day. Like, 1 hour, 2 hours, whole day, until you could get off the ventilator. For me, to this day, I did get my trach out like 6 years ago, but I still have a ventilator. I use it. It's like a CPAP. I use it at night, mostly, or like a few times throughout the day, just to keep my lungs like open. It's just like, it's the same machine. Basically, it's called a Trilogy ventilator, but it helps me just breathe throughout the day. So I'm very thankful that I don't, it's not that crazy of a thing. Like, I don't have to be on it all the time. Like, just a few hours every day to help keep my lungs opened. After I got the tracheostomy out, I moved back home. Finally, I got to see all my friends, a completely different person. A lot was different then, though. I mean, I had been gone for a year and a half. I missed all of 10th grade and half of 11th. I worked my absolute ass off and still managed to graduate with my class because that was very important to me. It's hard. So I walked with the class of 2016 still, even though I missed half of high school. Basically, my whole senior year, I got a really cool job. I was able to walk, stand, talk for hours. I still could never do sports because of the titanium. I have a lot of screws and rods in my back. I'll put a picture of that here. You can't risk falling. So like cheerleading, no. Like what if you tumble and fall? Football, absolutely not. But like ice skating, like all these things, like anything you could fall, I can't do. So a lot of physical activity. But there's also, stuff that I can do. Like I could go hiking or I could work out at the gym as long as I'm not lifting anything over 20 pounds to like strain my back. I could do like a lot. It's just like, it kind of sucked because I really liked sports. But hey, I could be in choir again. I could stand the whole time. I could sing better than ever because I have more air in my diaphragm. I could work a normal job. My first job was Scarefest as a haunted house actor, and then Kohl's as a cashier, and I would stand all day and walk around and bag things, and I was the most normal I had ever been. A lot of people contacted me on my Instagram after my surgery. My whole story was out there on social media, and unfortunately, one of the things that I regret in life is everyone that tried to reach out to me and tried to ask me for help or advice or opinions or even talk anything remotely about my surgery. I think being so young and like finally being able to do even remotely near a normal life, I really suppressed everything. I really pushed down everything and just wanted to act normal. I totally resented the fact that I had a ventilator, didn't use it as much as I should have. I still didn't do anything that I'd get hurt doing. But like I wouldn't talk about it. If people asked me why I had a scar on my neck, I'd say I had surgeries a while back. Like that was it. Like very vague. I just wanted to be normal. It took me a long time to realize that I'm not normal and that I'm never going to be normal. And that's okay, There's always going to be things that I can't do or that I couldn't do growing up that makes me different from everyone else. But that's like okay, I have gone through so much things that like I don't even think I talk about very in depth unless like you're super close to me. I've just been, even my childhood, like, this is just my medical history. Like, my life, something else. So, I am different, and the things that I've gone through has only made me a stronger human being. I'm a lot more down to earth than some people I know. I understand a lot of things. And now I want to share my story, and I want to help people. I want to be there for people because scoliosis is so common, and yeah, maybe not as bad as mine, but like I want to like be there. I want my story to be heard. I want to help other people. I want to do like a lot more. I guess at the end of this video I should mention the fact that I actually might be having another surgery on my back years later. Turns out we found through a CAT scan when I had walking pneumonia that they did on my chest that they saw a screw from my back protruding my aorta, which is the main artery. It's very, very dangerous, so I have to get the screw removed. I don't know too much information as of right now. We're working with doctors in Ann Arbor. My surgeon, Dr. Lanky, is now in New York and not St. Louis anymore. I don't know if I'm going to go back to see him or what's going to go on, but it's a very, very dangerous surgery because I have to be intubated again, which is the scariest part for me because of my lungs and being absolutely traumatized from a tracheostomy. This is probably like the scariest thing I could possibly talk about. It's like all your like worst nightmares like coming back to you, you know? I was like diagnosed with PTSD from like everything I went through in the hospital. I can't even like see a tracheostomy without like shaking and feeling like I'm choking. It's crazy. But I'm getting a lot better. I think they have to like remove the screw, but it could cause aorta damage or uncontrolled bleeding, which would require repairing the aorta. So it's a intubation again, a back surgery, and a possible heart surgery. It's kind of crazy. It's really rare. But if you guys do make it this far in my video, if you could send some serious prayers, that would mean a lot. I'll try to keep everything updated once this video comes out. I want it to be shared everywhere. I haven't told many people my story in general or about the screw in the aorta thing that I recently found out. Not many people know about that one, so this is me like coming out and like talking about it and letting everyone know what's going on, because I've been trying to just act as normal as I can, even though I have extreme anxiety every time my back hurts because I feel like I'm going to die. So I hope you guys watch and listen to this story and share it. It would mean a lot to me.